Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the DCUO Sourcecast. I am, of course, Trex, and alongside me this evening we have Super Patriot,
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing?
and we have Brittany.
Hello.
So, hope everyone's having themselves a good Friday. Get yourself a nice snack, a nice beverage, and whatever normal people do on a Friday night, because I don't know anymore. Yeah. So tonight's gonna be a little. Once again, another slow week. We were supposed to have the live stream for episode 24 yesterday, as of this recording on Thursday, but sadly that got pushed back to next week. So it's really been slow, but it's okay. We have a couple of things to talk about tonight, so yay! So before we get into it, let's see how everyone's week has been. Soups, how you been?
Not too bad. Not too bad. Trying to think of anything penultimate that happened this week.
Ooh,
And
choice of words.
Really, yes, I know. Go look that up, folks. I can't really think of anything. Oh, Supergirl season finale. Ugh.
I heard that it did not. It was not the last week's episode, the penultimate. That's where the word came from. Last week's episode was actually better than the season finale.
Well,
I mean, don't go into it because I haven't seen it yet, and it's on my Amazon queue to actually buy it.
I can kind of get on board with that, but man, oh my god. You haven't seen the season finale yet?
Again, the last episode I saw was the Bizarro Girl episode.
Sir.
I moved into a house that does not have cable internet, or does not have cable.
Yeah,
So-
but all you do is watch, TV shows on your laptop when you're at work all day.
That's very true. But it's also tethered to my phone, and I actually have, data on my phone for tethered internet, and that 8 gigs goes by really fast.
All right. First off, it's prominent. I'm sorry, okay? It's been a whole week, and it's a TV show. It's not a movie, all right?
No spoilers.
It's Friday. It aired Monday night, all right? Don't come at me with the spoilers, sir.
Just
Don't come at me with the no spoilers.
was it at least a good season finale?
It was a very good season finale. And this is why I love the show so much. I won't spout any spoilers out prominent. Don't worry. But this is why I love the show so much. Is because it's so not Zack Snyderish.
Yeah.
It's a superhero show the way a superhero show should be. It's like I tweeted out earlier. This week, I don't know if you saw that or not, a tweet I sent to Zack Snyder telling him straight up, if you want to see what a superhero program, show or movie should be like, watch Supergirl. Because you are not making a superhero movie, sir. You are, oh man, I come out, even if the movie ends on a down note, even if a movie ends on a down note, I should still come out of that movie feeling like, oh man, I get to see that happen. It was so cool. It sucked how badly the ending was, and how shitty things ended up for everybody, that. But I know it's going to turn around in the sequel. I don't know if things are going to turn around for the DCEU. I don't know if things are going to get better. Because there was no joy in that movie at all. And Supergirl, the Flash, even the Arrow, man, has been starting to do it. And Legends of Tomorrow is doing it as well. I'm really falling in love with the freaking Heatwave character on Legends of Tomorrow.
Mick is so good.
He is so good. But I was watching Nerdist put out a video earlier today about who should replace Zack Snyder. if they were to replace Zack Snyder.
I saw that post. I saw that.
I watched it, and they laid out a lot of people. They talked about George. They talked about because they said the one thing DCEU is missing is a Kevin Feige. Like Marvel's got.
That's true.
But technically Zack Snyder is kind of overseeing. He is kind of the Kevin Feige for the DCEU, and he is a horrible choice with the mood that he's set for these movies. It's a horrible choice. And my opinion is, and they talked about them, but they kind of look down on them too, because Jeff Johns and Berlanti. Berlanti, obviously he's the one who's behind all of the freaking all the TV shows. He's behind Flash, Supergirl, Arrow, and Legends of Tomorrow. He's behind all those shows. But they mentioned, bringing in George Berlanti and Jeff Johns to take over DCEU. But they look down on it because they both had involvements in the Green Lantern movie. And I'm like, you know what? Everybody trips once in a while. Nobody's perfect. Snyder is...
Unless you're the Russo brothers.
Russo brothers, oh my god, dude! No, you can't take the Russo brothers from Marvel. I think Marvel's got them locked in.
Yeah,
I think they've got them locked. Have you been seeing the reviews for Civil War?
No, I haven't seen anything, but I have heard that it's just been high marks so far.
I have been hearing nothing but praise for this movie.
I can't wait.
Nothing but praise for this movie. Nothing but praise for this movie, and it's so funny too. The little I don't know if you've been seeing the little quips back and forth. The Team Cap and Team Iron Man.
I saw the donut thing.
Members
have
been doing back. Yeah, the donut thing was awesome. But Robert Downey Jr. posted up on his Facebook the other day, and I saw it. A clip of it was an outtake from the first Avengers movie
with Thor missing the hammer.
Yeah, he's like, this is why he wasn't invited to Civil War, and I died. He's trying to catch his hammer, and he's all bobbling it up and around here.
Right, let's bring it back.
Yeah, bring it back. So, yeah, George Berlanti and...
No, not that back.
Should definitely be in. They should definitely be in. And, yeah, they should take over. Get Zack Snyder out of there.
I love you, Zack, but this isn't your movies. This isn't it. Not everything can be Watchmen. Not everything can.
Yeah, and stop invoking the name of Nolan. Just, Nolan's involved. Nolan's an executive producer. So what? That dude's collecting a paycheck.
Basically.
Clearly. He's just collecting a paycheck.
But, Britt, how's your week been?
It's been pretty good. Got actually really busy with work and got a lot of stuff done there, which is always nice. And... did some DC stuff, so yeah, it's been pretty good.
No major achievements this week?
Maybe, but if I talk about it, I guess I'd just be bragging about it.
The brag session will be in a moment.
I will bring it up. Brittany and her group, was it All Select Few?
No, Shaz was in there, and I think he's in Boss Bonds.
Okay.
7+1.
Well, Brittany and the group that she put together, put together for survival mode, they beat round 18.
Nice.
Round 18, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, round 18 this week of survival mode. So pretty cool. I mean, couple things on there. Critiques I would add to that. One, you sold out. You switched to fire.
I know. I'm the only person that ever switches powers for SM.
Yeah. and two, Wyatt had to go tank to pick up new slack, apparently. Right. I saw that as well. Freaking new. If he was better. if only New was good at tanking.
If only. We probably could have beat 20. But it's okay.
You miss out though, Trexie. They got this one chat that News invited me to, and why he keeps inviting me to it, I don't know. He must like me. But me and him, we sit in that chat like almost every day. like talking shit back and forth to each other, and a lot of it has to do with me seeing his mom.
As normal things would go.
His mom. A lot of it has to do with me dating his mom. You know, and then occasionally I'll people. I was like, I'll tell people. You know, I told somebody earlier this week that New got me a world's greatest stepdad mug.
God. Oh. Well, you treat a woman right. That's all New asks is just treat his mom right. Oh, you two.
So survival mode round 18. Is anybody else beating round 18?
Nope, just us.
Oh.
See, now it's showing off.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, do you want me to lie and say yes? Everybody's beating round 18.
To make everyone feel better, yeah.
We're totally server second, so it's just kind of thing we've been going with.
It's
so
soup.
we decided to go into somebody's stream and say server second. Like, oh, all right.
Server.
We'll see how much you like that server second now.
Is that a thing?
We've just been rolling with it because we actually find it kind of funny.
Okay.
Because people that talk shit to us, like, they say stuff, and then when we do something, they totally back down, and they don't really have anything to say, so.
Nice.
Kind of funny.
And Soups, you were in survival mode, and you got some fat pants, right?
I got my big boy pants. For round 10, yeah. Me and every other striker-sized toon on the game.
Yeah,
definite little graphical glitch going on there. Not sure exactly why. I've actually been talking to Locke about it, and we did find out though that if you like have those that leg style on, and you put on the shielded robot feet.
Mm-hmm.
The pants shrink down to size. Don't know why.
Okay.
Don't know why, but yeah, that's a thing. That's a thing. So.
Nice, prominent. Nice. My week has been pretty good. I've actually spent this entire week with nothing but stress because I'm applying for this video producer job in Charleston, and like everything I can do everything that the requirements ask, but the last part asked for it's like, oh, bring a demo reel. I'm like, fudge. 5 years of doing this crap and I don't even have a demo reel. And so I just spent every single day this week prepping some other videos, but then trying to look through all of the videos I've done, all the different Premiere projects I have. It's like, okay, what is good for a demo reel? Holy crap, I have nothing. Everything is bad. Oh, it sucks.
So what exactly is this video producer job for? I mean,
a real realty place. For realtor.
Okay.
They created an app or something, but it's basically for realtors. As far as I can gather from it is I actually have to create videos for the houses, and basically like, are you a good storyteller? I'm like, I guess I am.
So basically, what you need to do is you need to watch a lot of The Rich and Famous. All right, with Robert Leachman. Okay.
Oh, I know Leach.
And then put together some videos of you doing that, but don't try the British accent.
I did a pretty good Robin Leach back in the day. Okay, every time I went fishing with my grandfather, we would wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and guess what would be on? Boop! It's Robbie. And we would watch that while we were prepping to get ready for fishing.
So you're basically applying for a job to where you're going to be the Robert Leachman of South Carolina.
Well, I'm not speaking. I'm just making videos.
Oh, okay.
God forbid I have to speak. But I mean, but according to everything that it says, like I'm going to be working with actors, working with other clients, trying to get things done. So,
get a lot of your interviews from SOE Lives.
Yeah. It's basically I'm just going to grab everything that I've ever done, green screen, interviews, coverage here, and just throw everything together and put some music behind it and call it a day.
There you go.
But it's just I just haven't done a lot of camera work to show my cinematography side. Everything so far I've done is basically point the camera, record, small edits.
Yeah.
Are you applying for a new job or something?
Yes.
Where have you been the past 5 minutes, Brittany?
I just had a BRB.
Yes, I am applying for a video producer job down in Charleston.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's one, I gotta get out of Columbia. 2, I need to get a better job. But yeah, so at the same time, I have a friend from high school who I'm friends with Facebook. She works there, and I don't want to go. It's weird because we haven't talked a lot. We're friends on Facebook. We like each other's posts. We comment on some things, but we don't really actually talk. So I don't really want to go to her. It's like, hey, look, I'm applying for this video producer job at your place. Can you help me out here? You haven't seen any of my work, but can you help me out? So it's I'm in that weird phase. It's like, do I really want to ask her for help? And most likely, I'll probably break down and really and will.
Well, it's all about who you know.
It is. It really is. And
It is.
Wherever you go, it's all about who you know.
yeah, and I mean, and I did a science project for her, or with her, science project with her, so she knows my work ethic. I mean, it's okay. It doesn't matter if she was a high school crush. It's okay. Whatever. Middle school as well. It's fine. It's fine. I got this.
Yeah, it's going to work out well.
Yeah, no kidding.
You owe me!
Yeah. Anyways. So before we get on with our show, I do have a little announcement. Get your tissues ready. I have to say that. Episode 200 is coming up. This is episode 192, and episode 200 is coming up. We're making episode 200 is going to be a really big show, but is also going to be the last episode for the DCUO Sourcecast.
You're going to be, sir.
That's true. You got the equipment, right? You can do this?
I was going to talk to you about that after the show here. Get
Okay.
a list of everything you got.
Okay.
So I can pick up your slack.
There you go. I'm making a video probably tomorrow, but episode 200 will be the last episode, at least for Trex here. I am moving on to not really greener pastures, but I'm moving on to a different direction for my YouTube channel and my Twitch. And my decision for doing so is not because DCO is dying. It's not. DCO has been a home for me for the past 5 years, and I can't think of anywhere else that I would have rather started. So, but me moving forward, I'm moving with a different career path, trying to get my foot into esports. So I'm moving to a different genre altogether. So I guess if I'm going to put a political spin on it, I'm suspending my campaign in DCUO. I'm still here, but I'm not here. But I'm still smooth. See, thanks, Lee. This is what you start.
Translation in the game's dead and he's jumping ship.
I'm jumping ship. That's where you can go with. I'm jumping.
Yeah.
I'm bailing before it gets any bad. Yeah.
No, but you're talking about getting into esports, esports and everything. You're talking about doing commentating, or you're going to start participating. Are we going to see you on the up there with Optic Nade Shot and all those guys doing Call of Duty stuff?
The plan is to be a commentator / analyst for a couple of esports games. I'm going to be playing Smite on PS4 And I think for the beginning stages there, I'm actually going to be coaching new players just that way, just to get the coaching aspect. I mean, I could play the game, but I suck at it, and I lose quite often. But I know the game. I know what to do. I just can't put it to practice. So I'm going to do a lot of coaching on the PlayStation 4 because it's new. It's still in beta. But the idea is for me to sit at a commentating desk and an analyst desk and break down things. My 5 years at DCUO has provided me a lot of insight on how to show information to players, and I guess the word is dumb it down. I guess this is where I'm going to use simplify. Yeah, simplify. But episode 200 will be the end for me. If I can get Soups to carry it on over at his channel, then God willing, I'm going to throw everything I can, all the support at him to try and get him to do it. The Sourcecast episodes will still be on my website. I'll still host them, so you can find all 200 episodes and plus over on Trexlight.com. So there's at least a home. So, yay. But yeah, I'll have a more in-depth video about this coming this weekend. But this was a really hard decision for me because I've been here for so long, and I still love the game, but because I'm trying to move forward in real life stuff and trying to move into this new avenue in gaming, some things are just given and some things are just taking. So I'm gonna make episode 200 as big as I can. For you guys and for us to try and have as many guests as possible. So, yeah.
And 04Web, I'm going to try to take over the... Because Trex has always done the technical side of the show. He's always been the one that, he's been, with the voices, the recordings, and everything like that, and the streaming and everything like that. But, yeah, I'm going to talk to him after the show here. We're going to... get some info from it and all that, and hopefully we'll be able to continue the show with episode 201, the new dawn of the DCO Sourcecast. the dawn of the dawn of the Sourcecast. That's what it'll be called. Oh God! Sourcecast. No, you told me earlier this week that about you leaving all that, and I was just thinking back and everything, and I was contemplating, just, letting it go and everything like that. But then I sat here and I thought about it. I was like, me and you, you've been doing this show since episode 1. But, me and you have been doing this show together since episode 18.
I think it
was episode 18. And, we had that one brief, couple months where we joined up with the guys on the DCUO show, and that arrangement kind of fell through because of the people they were partnered with.
Mm-hmm.
Had nothing to do with the guys on the DCO show themselves. Those guys are awesome. The people they were partnered with, though, that were hosting were pricks, though. I just thought about it, and I was like, can't let it go. I'm not ready yet. I like sitting around talking about this game too much.
Yeah, and that was my thing, because the show really needs to go on, and I wish I could keep pursuing it further. It's because the podcast needs to be here. Even if we have the 5 viewers all the time, the 5 listeners, we still try to provide as much clear information as possible. Try to bring a little entertainment to the DCUO community. Because we are the longest running podcast for DCUO. Everyone else has quit, and then they quit on the roughest terms, where I'm going to go out on a freaking high note. It's episode 200. A lot of comic books end at issue 200 when you add them all together. So,
now we're gonna be like old school detective comics, man. We're gonna go into the 700s and shit.
There you go. There you go. But I will be around still, because I still do support DCUL, and when the Xbox comes out, I'll try and open up my schedule to try and at least do some stuff on the Xbox. I'll occasionally stream DCUO. I know. It's like a smaller PC. That's all. Still has the Windows operating system.
Oh, don't worry, Burke and Dave. I want to bring Trex on the show every once. If he's going to get on Xbox, I'm going to ask him how it feels to be the most OP player on DCUO.
That's true. That's true. But yeah,
one of the few guys on the Xbone that actually knows what the hell they're doing.
It's like, aren't you that Trex guy? No, I don't know what you're talking about. That dude died. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, I'll still be in the knowledge of DCUO. I'll still be on the forums. I'm just focusing on other adventures at this point. So episode 200 will be the end for me, but it won't be the end for the Sourcecast. We'll get Super Patriot all set up so he can definitely carry this. And like I said, episode 200, we're going to make it a big extravaganza. I'll see a lot. We're going to have to. A lot of people are probably going to do. I know a lot of our Skype users. They'll probably need to get Discord because I don't feel like going back and forth between. Oh, we got people on Skype. Oh, now we got people in Discord. Just everyone just needs to move over here, and I'll be sure to tell those people that.
But I did talk to Brittany about this earlier this week too. She's going to stick around with me, right, Britt?
We'll see.
Crickets. Yeah, fucking crickets from her. Oh my god.
That delay. I mean, I can tell you now, it was super hard for me to tell you two. Like, I dreaded it the entire time when I made up my decision. I'm like, oh, I have to tell these. I told Britt first, by the way. I told her first because she that was like a Band-Aid rip. I knew she was going to be okay with it. Not okay with it, but you know, she's hard as nails. All right, she leads a hard knock life in Seattle.
Well, a lot of folks don't know, but you know, a few months back, you actually had thoughts about this before.
I did.
When all that hate was coming down on all of us like that, and
yeah.
You came and you talked to me about it, and I was like, dude, don't let them fucking win. Fuck them.
Technically, I didn't. This is not a victory, haters. Okay, this is not a victory.
Hey, I saw it, Britt.
But telling Soups, I knew it was going to be just like, I need to get tissues ready, just bulletproof vest because he might get so shooting me.
Like I said, man, I mean, since episode 18, me and you've been rocking this together, dude. I mean, I remember the days of the DCO Source website, and going on those forums and all, and see you put in there that you were looking to add a co-host. You were looking for a new co-host because what's his name?
TC.
Yeah, because TC was leaving for basic training.
And by the way, he is doing fine. He's now in Arizona with his wife and 3 sons.
Wow.
God, I tell you what, they keep trying for a girl, and I keep telling them, stop, you're not going to get it. You'll have your baseball team before she gets a girl.
And I remember, filling out the little application you guys had and everything like that. And I remember, I was like, I got to come off a little bit funny with this and everything. And, I had hopes that, because at the time, I had the largest YouTube channel for the game, outside of people that, had been streaming or been doing videos for a long time, and they occasionally did DCUO. But I had the largest channel at the time that was dedicated to DCUO, and I was like, man, I hope this goes through and all that. This is gonna be really, just sit around, just talk about the game and all that. So I had listened to the Sourcecast a few times before that, and I was like, man, I'm gonna really freaking hammer about PvP on this game and everything. I'm gonna talk about all sorts of PvP stuff and everything, and
yeah.
I was like, but I know they're gonna, they're probably gonna want to have somebody funny on there, so pull little jokes in it. Well, when I filled it out and everything, and you contacted me and said, yeah, let's do it, let's talk and everything. We hooked up on Skype and we talked, and the next thing I know, we were doing it, and we've been doing it for 4 years now.
About 4.5, yeah.
4.5 years. Damn.
Yeah, because I think the show started. And I always look back at that stuff too, because I have it all saved on my computer. And if that hard drive ever crashes, God forbid, I am going to cry. But I think we started in June of 2011. So
yeah.
that's when the show started. But yeah, it has been a crazy ride. But of course, we'll do more reminiscing on the episode 200. We have 8 more to go before the big thing. So let's talk about some cool stuff that came out this week, which I'm going to first start off with, and thank you for reminding me about this, Soups, too, is the new DCUO website. Oh, it's the best. Welcome to 2016, Daybreak Games.
Yeah. It's definitely a cool website. If you guys go to the main page for DCUO, just DCUniverseonline.com and all that, you guys will see the new main page there. And nice little, one thing I think is really cool, they added a little window, little box up there in the top right corner, that shows you the Twitch stream with the most viewers for the game, and I'm looking at DCUO Sourcecast episode 192.
Yep. Hi.
Right now on it.
Hi, DCUO website. Well, to be fair, it was Teflon the Icon was up there with 23 views. I'm like, come on, viewers, get up, get 24. I saw 24, refreshed, I was right there. I'm like, yes!
Of course, it was pretty funny though, because the first day, the day that they actually launched the new site, I looked over and I saw the Twitch box up there, and Brittany happened to be streaming at the time, and she had 40 some viewers, and I'm like, oh look, Brittany getting that special treatment.
Yep.
Of course, come on.
That's basically what I said. The same thing. I'm like, oh, it's going to show the top streamer. Well, Brittany's going to be there every single day now. If she didn't want that E-fame to begin with, she's going to get it now. It's on the website.
But yeah, there's lots of new stuff on here. They've added guides, folks. They've added guides, starter guides for players, which I think is really cool. They got a Twitter feed on there. They got most recent tweet or something like that. They put on there.
Yep, SJ. By the way, SJ Nerd of Prey, our creative director, she is over in Boston for PAX East. So if you guys are in the PAX East area, go and say hi to her at the Twitch booth.
She's handing out DCUO buttons.
Is that what that was? It's a button?
Yeah, it's a DCUO button with Batman on it.
Okay, if anyone's at PAX East, can you get me a button? I request a button. That would be great. But yeah, it's pretty nice. And in order to actually get onto this Twitter feed on the website, is you just basically tag DCUO in your tweet, and it's going to show up here. That's all it does. So this is pretty cool. Pretty cool. Apparently, and Kid 119 yesterday. I love Reset Day. Heart. So, good job. Reset Day is the best. And it's really awesome to see a lot of people tweeting that they are really excited for Xbox One. So that's really cool. Then also they got their YouTube stuff as well. So, and
where they have 3 teaser trailers now for this Xbox One release.
That's right. Hashtag DCUO on XB1.
With a main trailer coming out tomorrow or something like that.
The Xbox One trailer comes out. Sorry, it comes out tomorrow, live from PAX East on Twitch.
Nice.
So
the trailers look like those story missions with the comic book like cutscenes or whatever.
Yeah, I miss those.
I do too.
Oh, look, my video's right there.
What video?
My Game Update 59 Loot Choice UI video. It's in the YouTube section, so if you have a video for YouTube, just I don't know how you get onto this page, but yeah, it's there
Would you click on the YouTube thing at the top on the
website. Yeah, and if you scroll down a bit, I'm on the side. And there's also this new video called the Style Appreciation Montage from SC Galaxy. It just came out today, so I think folks need to check it out. It sounds pretty nice.
Do you maybe have to tag put it in the DCUO
In the tags?
in the tags, maybe?
I'm not sure. It might be something that MEPS probably does. It might be a playlist. I don't know.
It might be. It might be in the title.
It might be in the title as well.
Because YouTube has that thing where you can assign a game to your video. I wonder if you can do something like that as well. I don't know. But you know what I was thinking on the whole Twitter thing? What if somebody tags DC, but it's one of those ragey tweets or whatever? Will that show up there?
Possibly. I'm sure they've got a way of. I'm sure they
filtering them out,
or they've got a way of filtering it out.
I'm how come I haven't seen any ragey tweets? Because there's always ragey tweets. Why haven't I seen any? This game sucks. I hate maps. I'm waiting to see one of those on that, and I haven't.
All right. The other morning, I woke up real early, and I was like, well, I'm gonna hop on the game real quick for a little bit, and I'm gonna play up until reset, until the server shut down. So the daily maintenance. So I'm on my alt. I started leveling up a couple of alts because I didn't have a rage or a fire tune anymore. So I've started leveling a couple up, and I was on one of them, and out in open. And the count, the first announcement came up. 30 minutes. Servers will be shutting down. And then the 15-minute thing came up, and they're like, "Well, 15 minutes. I'm going to get off the game now. Fuck you, MEPS." And I'm like, "What?" He wasn't even on. And then they're like, "Good night. Bye, everybody." I mean, and that's I saw 3 or 4 people. That's how they say goodbye on the game. And I'm like, "Good Lord, why do you people hate that man so much?"
I wonder if they realize that he is just the messenger. He's not a developer.
They're shooting the messenger.
People don't get that.
They're not shooting the messenger. They're drawing quarter in him.
I don't get it. They're like, fix the game. I'm like, you realize he is not a developer. He is a community manager. Yeah. That's like telling Deej from Bungie to fix Destiny. He's the community manager. What? That makes no sense.
Wait. In that sense, though, MEP should not be wearing a shirt that says dev. If he gets to wear a shirt that says dev, and he's only a community manager, I want a dev t-shirt now.
I think you need to take that up with Good Lord, the amount of shit he gets.
I know.
Well,
I know. And when it cracks me up too, because I feel so bad for the guys sometimes, especially if something goes wrong. Like past couple weeks, we've been having server issues. With the new update and new episode, they caused some issues with the servers. We've all been living through it. It sucks, everybody, but it's not as bad as update 3, so I'm not really complaining that much.
Amen.
He's been getting all this hate, and I can just imagine, when things go when things go wrong, and they happen like this, and like a chain of events, things go wrong for an entire week. I picture MEPS being like Lloyd Bridges from the movie Airplane, where he's like, well, it looks like I picked a bad week to stop drinking. Looks like I stopped a bad week to stop sniffing glue. Looks like I picked a bad week to stop taking methamphetamines. It's just, oh man, I don't know how that dude doesn't have an ulcer.
It's coming. Poor guy. But besides the new website happening this weekend, and I'm going to say because of Earth Day. Happy Earth Day, everyone.
Yes, I especially want to extend a very, very happy Earth Day to Srone.
Yeah, I want to hear the story.
Only of Ghost Protocol, but he is, him and a few of his members from Ghost Protocol, they came over and they joined Meta Justice a couple weeks ago.
Nice!
But yeah, which is awesome to have those guys in there. But yeah, an especially emphatic Earth Day, happy Earth Day to Srone.
He's an Earth player, isn't he?
No, he's Rage.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know if I know Grid's in here. I don't know if Crappy's still in the chat or not. We have been busting his balls for like the past couple of weeks because we've been doing survival mode. And the whole thing with, as Brittany knows, Rage doesn't do that well in survival mode, especially when you get into later rounds.
It does not.
No, it does. It's the player that sucks. It's not the power.
Well, I mean,
it's the player. Because you always see Rage tanks on like super high rounds of SM. Every single SM. Fucking idiot. Jeez.
The sarcasm is strong with this one.
Well, when I get told that I'm bad because I clearly cannot tank SM with Rage, that it's me, not the power, I mean,
people who are really good with Rage, I mean, they can tank, survival mode up to a point.
Yeah,
right. There's a threshold that you get to.
But there's definitely a threshold where you get to a point with Rage. No matter how good you are with the power, you're going to look like you're playing like Trex does.
Hi.
And so we've been busting his chops. We've been busting Srone's chops past couple weeks about switching to Earth because it's a precision based power for DPS, so he wouldn't have to remod his gear. And he'd be good to go, and he'd be able to tank later rounds past around 14 or 15 when we get to him. And so this morning I get up and I look get on the internet and I look and I see, and it was just so befitting. It was just there was so much karma involved in it. I saw on Twitter his wife tweeted out, "Happy Earth Day, everybody," and I'm like, "Oh, this is beautiful." This is perfect. I'm like, "Yeah, hey Srone, Happy Earth Day." Everybody, wish Srone a Happy Earth Day. Tweeted at Crappy, "Hey Crappy, did you know today is Earth Day?" I already told Srone about it. No, Pixie, no.
How do you have friends?
Me? How do I have friends? What are you talking about, man? People love me. People love me. I fixed PvP, remember?
You certainly did, champ. You certainly did. So happening this weekend, ending on April 24th, we have the Spring Flash Sale. Only on this week. You know what? Everything off. 30%. 33%. Everything off. Except.
I was going to say, man, don't you lie to these people.
I'm out here in like 8 episodes. I don't give a crap anymore. You know what? I can finally speak my mind. Oh my god, Grid, that's an amazing comparison. Hi, Pixie. So, select...
Oh my god, Grid, that is so true.
So the Spring Flash Sale has select items are 33% off. Britt, what are the things not on the 33% off?
Was it replay badges, respect tokens? And so, I don't know what the last one is.
The episodes, I believe.
Oh, episodes. Rip.
Yeah, respect tokens, replay badges, episode packs 1 through 3, the power bundle, and the ultimate edition. Those are the only exceptions.
So yeah, sad face. Sad face.
But total recovery kits are not excluded. All right, I almost had to tell Brittany that 3 times today, that they were not excluded from the sale. So stock up on your total recovery kits, folks. We got a new episode coming soon. All sorts of new gear dropping.
That's true. So this does imply that the legends are off. They're part of the sale. We have the poster packs, like a whole bunch of stuff. So, true. The replay badges, respect tokens, those are the bread and butter. We all know those are the highest value on the marketplace. So, sure, I feel everyone's hatred that they're not on there. But at the same time, I think I even saw a thread post saying it's probably going to be full of all the crap that doesn't really matter. Like, I'm sorry. People wanted new base items. They wanted the new icons from Batman vs. Superman. They wanted posters. They wanted this. Like, everything that these players have wanted is now on the marketplace, or at least some are on the marketplace, and now you're going to crap over them because now you have them. You are the typical American consumer. Shut your mouth. You're the reason we can't have nice things.
Here's my thing. Why are you going to do a sale on items that are selling regularly anyways?
Because now you can sell even better.
Not to mention the fact, for everybody out there that says sales for everything that doesn't matter. All right, our membership discount's 10%, correct?
Correct.
All right, so that's not included in this. So actually, members get a 43% discount on this sale while the sale's going on. All right, and for anybody out there who thought maybe $20 was too much to spend on the Batman cowl, you can pick it up for $11 now.
And this had to be the week I'm basically broke.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, can we talk to Meps and just look, this is the week I can have money. Can we this is my good week of the month. Please just do sales then. So if it's there's things in there for everyone. Hell, there's auras, people. Oh, I just remember the auras. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if the seasonal auras are on there still. Are they?
No, the seasonals are probably already gone.
Yeah.
But still, there's that. There's a couple of still regular auras, especially the slim auras that I really want.
So.
But
yeah, there's a lot of stuff on there, man. The Flash pack, the Batcave packs, Trex said the emblems. Like I said, the Batman cowl.
Poster packs.
The poster packs. There's a lot of stuff on there. Actually, Pixie, they announced that DC for Xbox One a few months ago.
I think she's hoping for the actual release date. Which, if they drop it, that will be awesome.
She wasn't specific, Trex.
I'm sorry for trying to defend her.
Besides, she's another traitor, too. Who sells their PS4?
Soups, when a girl and a boy love each other very much, they get talked into stupid shit. And those types of things happen. It's called compromise, or at least that's what I'm told. But it'll be, the Xbox One official trailer for DCUO comes out tomorrow at PAX East, and if they are able to drop a launch date, that would be sweet.
Greasy, man, what the hell is your name, sir?
Jujitsu.
Yeah, Greasy.
Can you not read Jujitsu?
No.
That's a Naruto fan right there.
Whatever. Anyways, no, the servers will not be combined, unfortunately. It would be awesome, and I think with the way things are right now, where the Xbox is actually, saying, hey, we're open to doing, multi-platform, not just PC with games. I think it would be great if the servers were all going to be all one big happy server. But then we had the PC guys complaining and crying even more about their game sucking or lagging because of us console players, even though you guys are all playing on our server.
Shut up. Nope.
Hey man, all I know is I log on. PS in parentheses next to my name. I look at your name and Grid's name though, and there's PC right next to it.
and luckily being on PC, I don't get to see that PC and PS. Everyone's one in my view. But I am a little saddened by that Xbox is going to be by themselves, and I'm not even sure. I'm not sure the logistics or the lawyer aspect of it, but I really wish that they could. Well, actually, now that I think about it, Xbox needs to be on their own. I feel, especially for like the first 6 months at least, they need to be on their own. There's going to be nothing but new puppies, and we don't want to have the old dogs of PC and PlayStation coming in. It's like, what are you guys doing? Wait, oh, you're stupid. You're doing it wrong. Let's just do this. No, everyone's new when they jump in, so everyone should have that fresh aspect, that fresh new look in their eyes when they load up the game for the very first time and screw up on their own. 6 months later, give me crossplay. Then by that time, everyone should be good to go. But yeah, at the same time, Brittany has a point. Shouldn't EU be dead? I'm just saying.
No, Dave was talking about
experienced any of the server issues because nobody's on.
Yeah, Bernie Dave was talking about he's been playing on the EU side because of the server issues we've been having. He's been playing on the EU side, and it's a whole new world over there. And Brittany was like, "That's because EU's dead." And
question mark. She questioned it.
I was like, "Well, if you ask Orbit, it is."
Oh, burn. Oh. Hopefully the server stuff should be... I am hoping for a nice, clean weekend of no server issues. Crossing my fingers.
Things haven't been too bad this week.
But they always seem to be fine on the weekdays, but then when the weekend rolls around, it's a whole other story.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, Britt, what's the highest skill point right now in the game?
The 265, maybe? 260. Oh wait, no, that's got to be higher than that. 266? It's 260 something. I'm at 264, and I'm not even close to being at the top. So it's got to be like 266, maybe 267, something like that.
And people in chat saying that there are server issues right now.
Oh, rip.
Okay. Now hold on.
267 is what I'm seeing as the highest skill.
Oh, 267. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course, those are the guys that farm 80 PvE legends every day.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll have their Legends PvE done. I had the most when Legends PvE wasn't out, but I'm not doing Legends PvE because it's awful.
I mean, if they,
and I refuse to do it.
I honestly haven't. I have hardly touched Legends PvE since they started rolling through the ones they already released out. And I really don't have a drive to do it unless there are new feats with the current maps that they've got. Like if they were to add new team up feats, I would run it. But no new team up feats. I'm not grinding like that for 500 Legends PvE as a male character. I'm sorry, and I know it goes higher than that.
That is not the way to get people to try to grind feats. Like I don't know, whoever thought of that, shame on you. Shame on you. Well, it's just the worst idea ever.
Now, I have been hearing some reports about... Because, Dave was having issues where he was crashing after a Paradox Wave. I think it's I've been hearing some reports saying that it's because of the instances that have those multiple loot windows that's actually causing the crash.
I don't know. I've crashed or I've gotten DC'd without having multiple loot windows, so
Okay.
Maybe, but oh. I just want the game to work on the weekend so I can actually play.
Very, very true. Because as adults, we work during Monday through Friday, so Saturday and Sunday we like the game. Responsibility out the window, or at least try. But that's really all the big news that happened this week. Like I said, I was really expecting to talk about episode 24, but that live stream was canceled this week due to server issues, and so now it's been pushed back to next week. So I think it's going to be next Thursday. We'll have the episode 24 live stream reveal with, I know Meps will be there because Meps is Meps, and I think SJ will probably be joining him on the stream as well. And we probably get to hear, if we're lucky, we can try and like poke and prod her about like, hey, what happened at PAX East? What cool thing, huh? Who'd you meet? But yeah, it's cool. So I think Soups wanted to actually talk a little bit about the scorecard.
Yeah, there's a lot of posts coming up, man. People always talking about, get rid of the scorecard, blah, 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 and all that. And I'm talking a lot with Crappy Heels about it all week in the game. God. And he made a good point. And I want to see if Brittany agrees with this, when it comes to, like, DPSing. The only, unless you're, basically, the point that was made that I tend to agree with is that the only powers that should be lacking. Wait, how do you phrase it? Unless you are nature, or electricity. I think there's another power in there. Unless you were electric or oh my God,
Earth.
No, unless you were nature or electricity and all that, you shouldn't be doing bad on the scoreboard. If you're still doing bad on the scoreboard and all that, then you're just not as good as you think you are.
What?
All right, say like, all right, for instance, all right, you got two people go in, all right, you got two people go in. Say one's Earth, the other one's atomic.
Uh-huh.
All right. Now say the atomic guy just blows the Earth guy out of the water.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and damage. Is it because atomic is OP, or is it because Earth needs the buff? Or is it just because or is it just because that Earth player isn't as good as he thinks he is?
That's too hard to tell with one run. It could be, I don't know.
I mean, I know it could be a lot of different factors in there.
I'm really mad that I got blamed and was told to stop talking when I was not talking. What just happened? Like, I'm chilling here just looking at chat, all of a sudden, like, chill tracks. I'm like, I'm not even talking. I can't be more chill. I am all chill.
Well, it depends on the raid. It depends on a lot of things. Like you can't. One run would not be enough to say whether or not the power is bad, or the player is bad, or what it is.
All right, Flash. Okay, he meant me. Flash, you missed the point that I was making. All right, I was saying, I agree. Electricity is not that great best power. Neither is nature. So I don't know. If you were paying attention to what I said, you would have heard me say it. But yeah, people are talking about, like Squishy Fish is saying, get rid of the scoreboard altogether. I would like I don't think getting rid of the scoreboard is the answer, because you need to have something there to let you know if something if there's something going wrong in that run. the scoreboard can help you determine that. Like, if you have an ice player there who's doing half the damage of the hard light guy, then and they're both equally geared, then yeah, there's an issue in that run. But I do agree with you, Brittany. I mean, it does depend, on the run. It depends on the raid itself. I mean, so like that damn BBS run that New picked me up for, where the tank was too busy battle tanking to actually tank. So everybody, half the group's dying all over the place. I'm stopping to pick people up, the whole time, and the damn tank ends up freaking out damaging me because I was dead half the time, or picking people up the other half.
I thought DPS aren't supposed to pick people up.
Well, according to the crappy rules of DPS, no, they're not supposed to pick anybody up.
Okay.
But
I mean, I'm making sure I follow the rules here. Okay, I'm waiting for the healer and controller rules here.
Oh, me and Crappy are working on those, by the way.
Oh my god.
We are going to be posted. I was like, dude, we put up a controller tips and a healer tips post now. Because I don't know if did we talk about this last week? My tanking tips.
Yeah, we did.
And people actually took my rule number 9 seriously.
Yeah, they did.
Which really cracked me up. But
with scorecards altogether, scorecards do provide actual valuable information, but it's information that the scorecard itself messes up, and it actually takes the player. The player actually has to go into the scorecard and look at it a certain way to truly understand it. I remember Britt and I were actually working. I was helping her out a bit, trying to get some rage numbers when rage testing was going on. Because sadly, PlayStation doesn't have a way to write down their combat logs, which I really wish there was a way to do so. So she had to look at her scorecard and take the number before and after the boss fight, and there's the damage that she did. So she would have to actually do math with this, and it becomes frustrating. So the scorecard itself doesn't need to be taken away. It needs to be refined. It needs a major overhaul.
Yes. Because the scorecard actually, like you said, in other games, they provide a lot of information, not just overall damage, but damage per boss, damage for a certain amount of time. Like, you just get a lot of information, and that's what this scorecard lacks. Like, it lacks pickups, it lacks things that kind of like the combat log and the parser should do, you would think would be in the scorecard.
Right. Yeah, and a lot of it too. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, I mean, the scorecard definitely needs to be improved upon. I don't think it needs to be taken out. I think that would be awful if it was taken out.
Yeah.
I would definitely not like playing this game as much if it wasn't there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and a lot of it too is, I think, a lot of people don't understand what some of the stats on the scoreboard mean. Like, I saw somebody post up a picture of the scoreboard from a raid he did, and he was bragging about how he's the greatest healer he's one of the greatest healers on the game because he way out healed this other healer that was in the group. And I'm like. I replied to the guy. I was like, you realize that the scoreboard keeps track of how much healing you put out, and how much healing you put out is determined by how much damage everybody's taking in the group.
Yeah, I mean, at the same time, as a rage tank, we have the highest heal numbers. So
yeah.
It's like, so I can really go into my group and it's like, ooh, look at me, I just dogged the hell out of Crappy Heals. He can't heal worth crap. I really want to cuss, but it worked out because of his name. But but yeah, it's the healing side for itself is just it's overall for how much you take in and how much you take out. The vernacular for the scorecard needs to be changed as well. because apparently some players don't understand what healing in and healing out means. It's I don't know how I can change, but what are we gonna do?
Well, there's a lot of different factors that go into healing too. I mean, you can look at certain powers. I mean, like Elec, they're more of like a, I don't know. I want to say, like, Elec doesn't have a ton of dots or anything that's going to constantly be up. So you have an Elec healer and a nature healer together. I can pretty much guarantee if you have a good Elec healer, they're most likely going to put out less heals than the nature healer.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
so, but then
nature's got hots for days.
Right.
Hots for days.
Exactly.
Electric's got that one hot. It's got that one hot over electrogenesis, and
But that's the thing. And then if you look at the scorecard, somebody's gonna be like, "Oh man, this person out healed you by 2 mil." Like, did anybody die? Like, did you fail? Like, jeez.
And that's also the issue when you come to the DPS side for the damage out, because there's just going to be, you can have 5 DPS in your group, and you're going to have 5 people be in that line, but who's going to be number 1? That now turns into the point of the power and the player. Because sadly, Ice is just quicker with the damage because of how it just has to set up. And Enrage, with it being melee, technically we should be the highest, technically, because we're in melee range and we should have the top percentage of the damage, but it's not going to happen that way because 1, you might die, 2, you have to readjust, and unlike Ice, where they can just do what the fudge they want, just be at any damn range that they want to be, and just like, oh, I'm chilling, I'm cool, I don't have to have anything happen to me because I'm Ice. Ooh, hate you bastards. And so they do whatever they want. And and so when I go into a raid and I have to see my DPS players, and because of who I am, I do get the messages and whispers. It's like, hey, look, I'm sorry I sucked at DPS. I'm like, no, you did fine. You know why? Because you beat the controller. If you beat the controller, you don't have to hear me yell at you. If a controller beats you in DPS, we're gonna have a talk. Because controllers don't. Yeah, the controllers are still doing damage when they're DPSing, or I'm sorry, when they're doing their controller thing. With their debuffs, it's still damage to them. So they're still providing a lot of damage. As long as the DPS does not get beaten by the controller, you're still golden in my eyes. I don't care if you're number 5. I don't care if you're number 5, 4, 3, 2, or 1. As long as you're not number 6, I am perfectly okay. But go ahead.
No, you're going to say something.
I was going to say it just needs a major overhaul. It really does.
Yeah.
Whenever time I think about the overhaul for it, I always go back to World of Warcraft's add-on. The name just escaped me. Brett, what was the name of it?
What?
What was the DPS meter for WoW? It's like I was like, it wasn't Overwatch. That's just no.
No.
I don't know. It was a damage meter.
Oh my gosh! Why can't I give a name?
Thank you, God. Oh God, it was like the best. Come on.
I can see it because I have it on my freaking.
I have Omen. There it is. There. No, that's a threat meter. Omen's a threat meter.
Yeah, I was like, that's a threat meter. Let me open up my freaking files so I can see what my add-ons are. God dang it.
Please do, because that's gonna bother me. So, but with but I always go back to that add-on because it's the number 1 damage meter for World of Warcraft, and it showed the damage in, it showed the damage that you take. So I mean, it shows the damage out, it shows the damage in, it shows the heals, it even shows the overheals, which. And I remember from my days of WoW, if you had a certain percentage of overheal, you got a talking to by the raid leader.
See, that's what the scorecard needs. The scorecard needs something like that on there, showing something like overheals. Because they were talking about one of the powers that gets accused of spamming heals out electricity. I mean, and it does get accused of it a lot.
It does.
They were talking. I mean, to show that it's like maybe tone down on the the galvanize, a little bit. Maybe you don't need to
Recount.
hit on grain as much as you are, stuff like that. Yeah, it needs stuff. It needs stuff like that. I mean, show damage out, damage in. You're healing out. How much you're healing in. Show the over heals. But one thing that it really needs to show, outside of the deaths on a person, because I found this really, really funny. One of the guys in our survival mode groups, he switched from munitions to atomic for some reason. I'm not sure why, but he wanted to try atomic DPS. So he's up there. He is like mid-rangey everything, and I'm sitting back, nice and safe. I'm long range and everything. After one of the rounds, we look at the scorecard. Right, he had more than twice as many deaths as I did, and was only beating me out by 24,000. So I mean, that tells you a lot right there. The DPS is being a little reckless, just to try to get top damage out there. But at the same time, scoreboard needs to show stuff like rallies. How many times you pick somebody up? Did you guys lose me?
No. I heard you.
Everybody got quiet.
No, and I'm reading what 22 Flash said, that we need a way for these players not to suck out here dying on everything all the time. That comes from... That's a player thing. That's... a scorecard is not going to be able to fix players. The scorecard is only going to be able to actually give you... Yeah, it was recount, right?
Yeah, recount.
Yeah, recount was the...
SCADA or whatever.
Never,
SCADA?
it's... I just saw it. SCADA? I don't...
SCADA? That's also like the same thing, but it's a different...
I kind of like the idea he's got for this player efficiency rating, though.
I mean, it's kind of hard to really do, because the player efficiency rating is basically combat rating?
No, I think what he's talking about is you base a player's efficiency on, type of content run, type of content completed, time to complete content, and their rating. It could be like a skill rating. It could be like a skill rating for how good they are. So like if somebody always goes in, they get everything done in a piece of content, and they get it done in efficient time. It doesn't have to be a speed run or anything like that. It doesn't have to be like a 10-minute freaking FOS 2 or something like that. But they get it done in an efficient amount of time, and it applies a skill score to them. Say it gives them a skill rating of 9.8. And then each piece of content they run gets evaluated like that, and then it gets added to the other content scores, and you get your average. Say somebody comes out with an average of an 8.8 or 8.5 or something like that, whereas people who where he's talking about they queue up, they do the first two bosses in BBS, and then they don't go in for the last boss because it's too hard. They don't complete that content out. Then all of a sudden, oh my god, my freaking player rating is 2.7. So I'm a full CR 164, but my player rating is 2.7. And you be able to see that kind of thing on somebody. I mean,
that kind of thing just and that was my biggest fear with combat rating as well, is it just divides the community more. And So I'm not really.
I don't think it's really divide the community. I think honestly, put a lot of the people in the community in their place, where they would realize that, man, maybe I need to step up my game.
Maybe, I mean, that's one side of the coin.
Tell me how to teach me and teach me some tips on controlling, or help me with my DPS loadout. Maybe I should have listened to him instead of talking shit at him and badmouth him the whole time. I think something like that would be a huge help.
I just don't know, because, and believe it or not, that same kind of thought has popped up on the WoW forums before during Burning Crusade, because that Black Temple run was no fucking joke. Was no joke. They took only the best to go in there and fight Illidan, and sadly, I was not one of those people. And so the idea of that whole player score thing was coming in.
You're going to get that with all new pieces of content. I mean, even with even with this game, with how easy some of the content is, you're gonna. Everybody always wants to put their best foot forward with the groups that they put together. That's why you see shouts for people. People are putting shouts together. They're asking for a specific CR plus for this raid or that raid. Because they want to go in there. They want to go in there with the best foot forward, and they want to get it done and complete it. And that's not to say that other people aren't eventually going to be able to go in there, but I mean, going in there, it's gonna be one of those things where it may show some people that it may exclude some people from day one content of it getting runs, getting it completed, but it's not going to. I honestly think it would more put people in their place and get them to realize they need to step up their game. And there are other games out there that do this. I know it's not an MMO, but Battlefield 4, you go to Battle Log and look up. If you play it, you go to Battle Log, look it up. You can see your skill rating on there.
Which that skill rating pretty much equates to Division's gear score and basically combat rating.
No, the skill score for Battlefield applies to your KD applies to it, of course, but also how much you actually do things in regards to playing the objective. It's like in Rush, where you have to take objectives, destroy these MCOMs. That you do that several times until you beat it and all that, or you have to defend those MCOMs. You get more points if you are near that MCOM when it's being destroyed or being defended. You get more points for working as a team than you do trying to go out there and just go solo.
Yeah, that's
I've and to be honest with you, your KD doesn't depend on how much you play that objective. Your KD won't even factor in. I've had rounds on Battlefield where I've had a negative KD and my skill score still went up because of how much I was playing the objective and I was fighting to save an MCOM or fighting to defend a flag or take a flag in it.
That and. Yeah, I don't like it. That's just too much of a system that takes too much time away from something else when developing the game. I mean, if we're wanting to hold people truly accountable, to make sure that they're actually being group players, wanting to actually beat the boss, pick up people, then I mean, it really comes down to the point of people just need to do their goddamn job. I don't think a number. Labeling them or really have to do anything to try and encourage it.
I think it would be a wake up call for them.
I mean, the wake up call is just not beating the content. It's like, hey,
no, because those people tend to blame the other players. You have somebody in there, and you have a horrible controller, a horrible healer, or a really bad tank, or DPS who just aren't putting out any burn at all. They will blame other people in the group before they'll take any blame on themselves. And I think a player rating, the more I think about it, the more I'm getting on board with this idea. I think a player rating would open their eyes up. It would open their eyes up. I mean,
you would see,
Brittany, especially. I know Brittany, especially on the villain side. You've been in groups. You've been in pug groups where the blame circle freaking happens. DPS aren't picking anybody up. The tank's not holding aggro. The heal's not healing me enough. Where's the controller with the power? I can't. The blame circle just goes all around and round and round, and nobody takes responsibility for their own actions. The controller doesn't stand up and say, "Man, I screwed that up. That's my bad." The healer doesn't say, "Sorry, that was my fault. I missed that heal." Right there. The tank doesn't say, "Sorry, I didn't get that ad. I didn't see it over there. My bad." Nobody does that. Today I ran DCR and DC Elite on my 132 gadget troller I have, hoping to get a weapon box. I'm in DC Elite. We had no healer, 2 DPS, 1 DPS, another troller, and an atomic tank. All right, but the DPS and the tank, they were like 160 something. But we're in there. We got no healer. Other troller, he gets stomped twice. He's out. I'm in there, still trolling and everything. I go over to the DPS because we were both low on health. I go to the DPS to drop a supply drop down, and I dropped a 2-baller. Forgot to pay rent. I told him flat out. I was like, "Dude, that is my bad. I did not know. I completely forgot to pay rent." I was like, whoops. I was like, I didn't blame them. That's my fault. I was like, I screwed that up. But yeah, I think a player rating. I don't know. What do you think, Brett?
I can see it as a good thing and a bad thing, because I can see it dividing the community even more. Granted, it would be a good... I can see it as being a very good thing, but I can just see it dividing the community. And people abusing it in a bad way. Just like people do with like CR and skill points and stuff like that. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I can tell you now, like, even just the idea of it, I would probably just quit altogether. Like, I wouldn't have any part in that whatsoever. And everyone knows me. I am a good player. I'm not the best. I'm also not the worst. I am a decent player. If I die, it's probably either my fault or just something just happens. It just does. And so I'm going to hurt myself. I'm going to put more blame on myself than anyone else ever could. That's just the kind of player I am. I will not have a number define me. My combat rating will tell me what content I can run. It's not going to determine what content I cannot do damage or do tanking well in. So I will do what I feel is needed. I will not have a number to define me, because if that number has to be defining me, it's going to stop me from getting into groups that I know I can get into, and that's where you're going to have the community split. It's just not going to work. So, and I know the game doesn't have a lot of good players. Actually, I can't even say that, because I haven't really ran into many players that I can say were horrible people. Okay, actually, no. They're horrible people, but not bad players. I can say that. I mean, and everyone that I play is they're either new, or they forgot, or they're just, blah. But, and I know we have a lot of new players, and they don't know anything about controlling. I mean, I've had controllers not give out power out, and I'm like, "Hey, why can't you give power out?" And he's like, "What's that?" I'm like, "Oh, well, you obviously don't know this, because the game does not teach this properly. So let me give you a teaching moment here, and let's do better."
Yeah, I mean, like you said, I mean, a lot of it I queued up for Blackest Day regular on that same tune, minimum CR to get in. Right, I'm the only troller in there, and the healer is like, talking, smack at me. He's like, "Oh my god, this troller, he can barely get in here." He's like, "Are you okay to solo troll this?" I told him flat out. I was like, "Dude, you are going," and he was like 160 something. I told him flat out. I was like, "Dude, you are going to let people die before you run out of power." And it happened. I was like, it was, but and it wasn't necessarily because, he was a bad healer, but some people just play stupid sometimes. So I mean, I get what you're saying, Trex, but at the same time, you kind of undercut yourself too. I mean, you freaking melee DPS Necron at level.
I did.
With rage. I mean, we threw you to the wolves when you joined Med. We put you through the gauntlet, and you passed. I mean, it wasn't the smoothest of runs at first.
Wait, was there a chance? Was there a chance you guys hoped I would fail?
Oh, Trex, come on, man! Everybody tunes in to watch you fail, dude. Come on.
Shut up, peanut gallery.
Always.
Everybody tunes in to
How are you
watch
surprised
you
by
fail.
this? This guy.
I don't like to hear it out loud, from friends.
5 years, and you haven't figured this out yet, Trex.
With a straight face, too. No assumptions there.
Roommates, leave. Okay, not the one who's cooking dinner. The tall one, go away.
My name's on the lease, ass. Actually, so is mine.
So, whatever.
You're the one who did it.
But yeah, it's nah.
Has he gotten mail yet?
But I don't think that
At
the
the same time, though, I mean, I gotta support with what Brittany said in the chat too. I mean, if you're having issues with pugs, stop pugging. I mean, you joined a league for a reason. Run with your league. And if you're in a league where you're not getting help from your league mates and you're not getting into a lot of league runs, find another league.
Yeah.
I mean.
It wasn't bad, but okay, I'm expecting that. By the way,
the scorecard, I think, would just once it gets redefined, once it shows actual proper information, because that's another thing as well. When you look at the scorecard is, especially for damage, it's showing everything. You could break a barrel, it's probably going to show the damage from that barrel. So, the scorecard needs to be split between ads and bosses, for sure. Or what's even better, give me a reset button on the scorecard. Give me a reset button where I can make it go back to 0 and I can just see my thing. Because what other thing that needs to be done is there needs to be a scorecard for individual. One tab, scorecard individual, just for you. And then another tab for scorecard for overall, for everyone, that everyone can see. But you can see your own personal information. That's what I would like to see. But because it definitely needs to be redefined. The scorecard, any player going by is like, well, look at the scorecard. It's like, no. Don't tell me to look at the scorecard, because the scorecard won't tell me jack. It just tells me that you have a power that easily manipulates the scorecard. Ice. Quantum. I'm looking at you. If you want me to look... I've seen it. Quantum's beat me before, bastards. But I mean, if you want me to look at a scorecard, DCUO.log.com. I know PlayStation can't do it, and again, it upsets me so. But for PC players, if you want me to look at a scorecard, upload yours. Upload your scorecard. Show me what you got there. Then I would be impressed, because I can compare mine, and we can look together. But you won't. Because, one, you're cowards. Two, you probably don't know where it is, and that's okay. It shows you where everything is. There's the links and everything. And three, you don't want to show proof. You just don't. You can be number one in-game, but when you upload your combat log and compare it with someone else's in that same run, the truth will come out, and it will. And even though you're number one, that boss fight will definitely prove a whole lot difference. Like, no, you're number one by the end of the whole run. But look at the boss fights, though. I beat you. Deal with it. Boom. I've done it. I love this website. Ever since I found this website, I am addicted to it. It is. It's
be nice.
I know, Brittany. I wish I if I knew coding better, I would try and figure something out. That's another thing. I need the devs to open up the API for this game. We need some mods. We can do this ourselves. Let us, please.
I'm sure that would go over really well.
Just at the same time, they'll probably help out some of the localization for voice acting and everything, because I can just throw my own thing in.
Cameron was making a joke in here about you would be if players are great, you'd be about a C average, Trex. But the problem is though, you'd find C average would actually be considered very good score with a lot of the pugs that I've seen on this game. People who just don't do their part. And I'm not talking about not doing their job as a troller, not doing their job as a tank, healer, or a DPS. But another instance, I queued up for Bombshell today on that troller tin, and go in there, 135 now on it. I go in there, me and one other troller. There 3 tanks. Don't ask. 1 healer and 2 DPS. And yeah, don't ask. I thought I'd see how it went. That's the only reason why I stayed in.
I have that on a T-shirt.
And the only thing that made me leave, the thing that made me leave that run, wasn't because we had so many tanks. Wasn't because the DPS were low CR and squishy. Was the fact that every time the DPS went down, I was the one that picked them up. And then the one time I went down from a one shot, right next to the squishiest DPS in the group, he didn't pick me up. And I'm like, you know what? Screw you. Screw you. I'm out.
I can just see the group now. It's like, hey, there's this dead body next to me. Can someone get this? I don't want to do it. I don't know what this is. But
yeah, Crappy's kind of right. I mean, it's people's attitudes about
it is. It completely is.
Really the issue.
Now, and I'm going back to like vanilla days, to vanilla WoW. The one determination that we knew that someone was this was actually before Gear Score, that add-on came out. The way we actually knew players were ready was I can't remember if it was actually in-game or it was a mod or something, but we actually checked on what instances that they actually completed. So if they actually completed A, B, and C, then they could do Raid D. And that was basically the requirement. Was you didn't have to get the gear in there. I mean, of course you got the gear. If it worked for you, it worked for you. But as long as you completed these instances, we felt as a league that you were ready to join us for this raid. Something like that where, I mean, of course you can try and wave docs the feats on the website. And it's like, well, but actually no, because the feats will actually, those are specific things, and hell, even I haven't completed a lot of the feats in a lot of instances. So I think a determination, or even like a little 0-point feat, that's like, hey, this person completed, bam, Paradox Wave, bam, completed Nexus of Reality, then you know that they have at least the knowledge, or at least the experience of a raid to go into something else. Actually, yeah, 0-point feat for actually completing an instance. Yeah, I actually want that now. But I guess we call those headlines before, don't we? But you can't really determine headlines, though. I don't think all of them actually get a headline. Do they?
Yeah, I think everything has a headline.
Okay.
Most of, yeah.
Except
everything
for the,
should.
yeah, everything has a headline except for the elite versions of the raids.
Okay, then yeah, we should. There needs to be a way we can look at people's headlines. Then open it up, devs. Open it up. I want to see headlines. I'm sure we can program the census to try and find that information. But yeah, overall, the scorecard needs to be refined. It definitely does.
Okay, yeah, that's what Crappy was saying. Unless you're nature, electric, or quantum, you should do just fine, and there's no excuse to suck so bad.
Quantum DPS is fine.
Quantum DPS is not that great, dude.
It's not.
When did this happen? Oh my god.
This happened once everything else got their mid-range pass.
Yeah. They nerfed the ever-loving shit out of Time Bomb with Quantum.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wait, did Quantum get its mid-range pass yet?
Yes, it did.
Oh, those poor bastards. Wait, I have a Quantum player. No! Not my Quantum character. Dang it. Oh, back to square
You
one.
can just troll.
That's all I really do. That's all I do.
That's what most people tell me. People ask me, is like, they say, "Hey, do you know a good DPS loadout for Quantum?" I'm like, "Yeah, hit T on your keyboard."
Yeah.
That puts me in troller stance. Exactly. You're by far probably the best trolling power in the game.
Yeah.
That's true.
A really great trolling power.
Troll.
Just not so much for DPSing.
So, well, of course, you guys are going to have more comments and everything about the scorecard. Of course, leave your comments in the section below. And also help the forums. And if you're going to make a post about it on the forums, please be respectful. Please be constructive. Don't just say, it sucks. It needs to go away. No. How about put some damn thought into it? Sheep. Not you guys who are actually listening, because you guys are nice sheep. I mean, nice people. Nice people. So, do you even troll, bro? Wait, Celestial sucks? Brittany, you just got called out. You got called out in chat. Not like called out, but apparently...
Yeah, well, Zeus is an idiot. I never said Celestial sucks, so...
Damn.
That's cool, Zeus. I don't think you realized that I was actually in that conversation and saw everything you wrote. But okay. I'm not sure where I once said that Celestial sucked. But okay. Totally, Zeus. Fucking idiot. No, this guy, like, seriously is an idiot. Like... No, don't worry, J2K. There's nowhere to go with him. Bye, Zeus. Go back to Rex's stream.
This got so real really fast.
And if you have ever been in a stream with him, you would know how much of an idiot he is. He's just... Like, there's no point in engaging with him because he's dumb. Like here, he said he got in a tense argument with me and Wyatt, basically, that Celestial... I wasn't even part of the conversation about Celestial. Like, what? Okay. Bye. Please come back on a different account that you have, and I'll just ban you on that one, too. Power position, Zeus. You don't want to come in here.
Well, that's it for our show.
I'm just saying, if you watch anybody's streams, Zeus is always in there talking shit about something, and he just pulls the stuff out of his ass, so... Yeah. He's one of those people.
Rock on. And War Power still coming soon, no date yet. If you want to know more about water powers, go to Boston, go to PAX East, find SJ at the Twitch booth, and
ask her for 2 buttons, one for Trex and one for yourself.
Yes, please. I need a button. Get the button and then ask her a lot of questions about water. Do that.
Yeah.
Like they can dodge your.
Spoiler alert about water. It's wet. I did that to the mermaid from Justice Girls. She went on a trip to Europe, and she was on Twitter, and she's like, I came back. I was hoping there was water and all that. I was like, oh, you didn't hear the water? And she's like, what water news? And I tweet back at her. I said, it's wet.
Oh, dude. Oh, my God. Oh, Merms. Oh, silly. Oh, man. Merms walked right into that. So, and of course, at the end of the show, it's time to go over to the shameless plugs. Be sure to follow us on our social media over at DCUO Sourcecast on Facebook and the Twitters. You can find the VODs over at youtube.com/Trexlight in the Sourcecast playlist. You can also find all the audio over on iTunes or head over to Trexlight.com in the DCO Sourcecast webpage. If you guys have a question or a suggestion you want us to read on the Sourcecast, be sure to email us at dcuosourcecast@gmail.com. Soups, where can we find you?
You can, of course, find me at youtube.com/thedaddy'shouse. I am also on facebook.com/thedaddy'shouse, the Twitter at thedaddy'shouse, and occasionally you can find me here streaming on twitch.tv/thedaddy'shouse. Brittany, where can we find you?
You can occasionally find me on YouTube. youtube.com/Brittany. On Twitter at pinkranger_206 and on Twitch at Brittany_Trex. Where can we find you?
You can find me over at facebook.com/Trexlight, over at my YouTube channel at youtube.com/Trexlight. Find me over on the Twitters at This Is Trex, and find me here on my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/Trexlight. Yeah. So, and also, once again, if you guys weren't here for this, if you guys weren't actually here earlier in the show, I dropped some big news earlier in the show, so I'm not going to repeat it because I'm mean. So you're going to have to listen in when I release it on Sunday. Sunday looks like I can get that done. Yeah. You can find Brittany banning Zeus on every Twitch channel.
Only channels that I'm a mod in.
There you go. But she's like, it's like 60% of the DCO channels. So I'll have the episode. If you guys missed any of this episode today, I'll have the episode out on Sunday morning. And yeah, so episode 200 is coming soon. I'm going to have an actual date probably tomorrow after I look at my calendar to look at everything to figure out, like, my friends are right now trying to actually get me to cancel the podcast for on May 6th, which is the Civil War Day when it comes out. But I told them, like, no, I can't do it. So I'm actually.
Well, you canceled for BVS.
Yeah, that was DC. And I'm already seeing the movie Thursday, so. Do you want me to? Are you telling me?
I don't know yet. I'm not sure exactly if I'm going to be seeing it on Friday. More likely I will be, but I might be. I might go to the midnight premiere by myself, and go again Friday evening. I don't know. I haven't decided yet.
Okay.
This is how pumped I am for this movie.
I'm pumped too. Okay, I'll have a date for the 200 episode sometime this weekend. I'll probably announce it on Monday or something. So, but yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching, tuning in, and we will see you guys next time. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.